What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to THorium Gaming, and we're back with Nightly Valor, our attempts to bring the light of the Lady of the Lake to the entirety of the old world. And lots has been going on. We've kicked off our fight down in the south here with Tilea, and we're waiting on the king to come down, along with his veteran army, to basically stop Magrita. They got a couple of army stacks in here, including some great swords, a lot of handgunners, as well as a mortar, plus everything else in the other army stack and Magrita's garrison, which isn't too big, but still adds into it. We did make peace with the Wood Elves, but we've got a couple of lords there, just in case things go sideways on us. Up north, Adedon and Muffin turn back a Norscan invasion, which is going to be good. We have to go out and start gathering up some resources. We're still a little short on funds. We did go over to Ulthuan and try to mess with the Druki, but now Morathi is there along with Malekith, right where that sword is. Kind of a bad way to give away an ambush. But they're fighting over there. We were there and decided to fall back just in case. And down in the southeast, we have Eddie kind of regenerating his forces because we got a bunch of orcs to deal with. We're getting pretty high up on the chivalry rating. Once we get to the 1600 range, we can actually start going towards the end game for us, which would be great. And Lord Yogi down here is just gaining up some troops just in case we have to start picking a fight with some of the undead. Though, on that same note, once he has those two, we can go and gather up these remnants of battle, shipwrecks, fell cargoes, whatever they are, and get some extra cash in, which will help. But right now, since we ended our last turn with the other nations doing their thing, it's time to just do it again and let the other nations go and see what they end up doing. Wondering if the Empire is going to declare war on the Beastmen tribes that have showed up. The Brayherds Come event happened. They are at war with that small little rebel faction, so we could see them fighting there. Or we could see them head up and take out Karak Azul. Never know with the Empire. They've been steamrolling pretty heavily, all things considered. Now we just need to get into a position where we can either help them out or they can help us. They have so many very powerful army stacks. It's a little worrying in some cases. I mean, that's a triple gold mortar in that army, along with a bunch of great swords, Demogryph Knights, and Demogryph Knights with halberds. And they have heroes running everywhere, most of them with some pretty decent gear too. Kind of long for the days when it was just the Empire being the Empire, our northern neighbors, and defending against things, but they kind of started to steamroll, so not much we can really do about that. We're going to have to find a way to expand. I swear I can English. Going through Tilea is going to help if we're able to beat the forces at Magrita. That said, I would love to take on Malekith and Morathi, but Adedon can't do that on his own, and Phoeniux and Chaplain, I believe, are the ones that are sitting at Magrita waiting for our king to come in and help them out. We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, our reputation with the Wood Elves is improving. Not a whole lot, but it is improving. The elves are maybe gearing up to go fight the Druki. Be nice to see, but we can't guarantee anything there. May end up having to launch the second errantry war into the Norscan territories. Send Muffin and Adedon up there instead of going after the Druki lands, though going to the New World would be a benefit. There's a lot of cities there, and if their forces are directed to the south, we might end up having to fight very little in the way of Nagarothi soldiers while we push inland. It's possible. And there is Malekith, so we know that he is still running around with the Sword of Cain. And then we've got a Clan Moor's army. Haven't seen much of them. That's a Grey Seer. They're disciples of the Horned Rat.
You are a guest in my realm.
And no, we are not signing a non-aggression pact with Arcan the Black, because that would just be silly. The Greenskins in Tilea have declared a peace treaty. We got one of their little heroes running around. Why he'd assault a garrison so far away from his other stuff is beyond me. Oh, we might be able to get that army stack on the open field. If we're able to, that would be a major bonus. We are far better on the open field than we are normally. Though that's definitely an army we can destroy right there. I think they just set us up to be able to attack Magrita without too much effort, to be honest. In the Rakaf Dynasty, more Tomb Kings still moving around. The Troll Skulls, they're probably going to retreat because they picked a fight with the Empire. Why they would do that is beyond me. So we saw all of that. Can we get our king into a position to help out with this fight?
Protector of the realm. Going forth.
If we enter this fight this way, gives us a major advantage. Now the mortars are what worries me. They have a lot of handgunners and a lot of ranged, but not a lot of infantry. They do have halberdiers and greatswords, which is worrying. But we have a bunch of heroes and some very veteran knights. So we're going to fight this one out and see how it goes. They'll have to come onto the map, and if we can assault them with Pegasus Knights, that would be great. The only thing on the field that really has any speed to them is their Empire Knights, and they're not nearly as good as our Knights of the Lionhearted. We're definitely going to gamble on 9, though. Takes us up to 20. Alright, so let's get our infantry line set and stable. Backed up by their archers. All of our knights are going to go into the lance. That should work for a setup, and as our reinforcements come in, we'll be able to set up more knightly orders to counter everything. Get our other Cirruses and all of our heroes down here. We are going to have a ton of troops entering the battlefield. So will they, but we should, in theory, be able to outfight them. As we have a lot more troops just coming onto the field. Send the trebuchet off right away. Now let's just pause really quick. And add all of our infantry into one large line. We'll set them approximately like that. And we'll add all the extra archers that have come in to our archer unit. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. There we go. That looks better. Then we'll have all of our heroes form up on them. Try and spread our damsels out a little bit. Actually, we'll grab our Pegasus Knights, make them a group, and send them off to one edge. They're probably going to take a pounding on this. Simply because, well, they've got a lot of archery units. And we're just going to go through and make sure all of our knights are in the lance formation before all is said and done. Alright, so let's set all of our knights in one big long line there that we can charge down.
Fighters! Quick, march!
Make sure everything's moving.
King Lu and Leoker! Kill the lady's enemies!
Now, of course, both of our major lords in this are on monster back, so that does help us out a fair bit. The big thing we got to do is be able to charge down the flank. So if we can actually get a cavalry charge into these guys, it'd be great. I think they're going to wait for us to come to them, which is both good and bad when you think about it. We use our Pegasus Knights as kind of a flanking force. Okay, so they're starting to come forward. Or are they just readjusting their line to counter us? A little hard to tell in some regards. Our field trebuchet is still massively out of range.
We serve!
Let's just speed it up a little bit so we can get our troops into position. Staring down at this Telean formation is a little worrying. Bring our mounted yeomen outside the range of fire of these handgunners. Start taking some pot shots. Kind of divert them a little bit. So let's just pause really quick. They have one unit of halberdiers over there. So we'll send the questing knights to deal with them. Send a unit of knights errant to deal with those handgunners. Another unit of questing knights deal with those handgunners. I think essentially what we're going to do is try and crash this entire flank. There's a set of greatswords in there too. We should probably divert the other questing knights there. They shouldn't be able to hold up to a full cavalry charge, if all said and done.
You honor us! Stick 'em good!
And we'll send the king over to hit those greatswords too, just to help them out. Now they're firing their mortars. Get our Pegasus Knights on their rear flank. We might as well send our infantry in to help fight this out. As I said, they don't have too much in the way of straight infantry. So in theory, we should be able to outfight them. We'll crash the center with all of our infantry. Split them down a little bit. Yes, our units are going to be crossing over each other, which is not ideal. But we got to get our heroes involved in this fight somehow. Alright, with that said and done, our troops should start charging pretty quickly. And there's their Empire Knights doing their thing.
Priestess of the Lady. You require magic? Grant me your wisdom.
Peasant bowman! Fire!
My soul is aflame!
The king!
Alright, our heroes got there far quicker than our infantry did, so have to fight this out a little bit.
I call thee forth.
Fight for honor!
Infantry! To war! Peasant bowman! As you say?
Hadn't even checked on our knights for a little bit here.
Very well!
Set off the Sword of Corone. Weaken all the enemies around him.
King of Bretonia!
Our Pegasus Knights are just getting chewed up.
Glory cause! Infantry!
For the lady! Human archers!
Hopefully this doesn't bite us, but it could.
Sorceress. Power of light.
And why are you not in the fights, RPC?
I serve the lady.
See if we can pull her out of there. While casting a Chain Lightning right in the middle of all those enemy troops. They'll start to suffer from that.
Shields! Fight! Protect Bretonia!
Some of our troops aren't even advancing anymore. They got either their targets were routed or they started to delay, so they lost sight of them.
Attack!
Same thing's happening with our knights up here. Get them into the fight. They have a massive amount of handgunners. We're losing a lot of Pegasus Knights. Let's get them out of there if we can.
Power of the lady.
Bowman! Ready for battle!
Once their great swords are done,
We serve the lady!
we should be able to charge all of our knights into the mass of handgunners and everything that are down there. So let's just pause real quick. We'll send the king down there. These knights errant here. Just try to spread our knights out throughout the enemy's forces as much as the lady can give us. So that's a nice little lane for a cavalry charge.
Knights of the Ring!
For the lady!
And with them retreating like that, they're going to get run down pretty heavily.
Help us!
Knights charging into handgunners is not good for the handgunners.
Peasant bowman!
My gifts are yours.
Let's just pop off the Lion Shield and the Sword of Corone again.
Shields! Aye!
That unit of questing knights got tied up. But when you look at what the cavalry charge to all of their archers did, the fact that our knights are
Knights of the Ring!
kind of slaughtering them right now.
Trample them!
Bowman! Begone!
try and help out our knights over here as much as we can.
Glory! Knights errant!
A lot of their stuff is already broken. So that'll be one full army stack out of our way.
Battle ready! For the king! At speed! All men!
So we got beat up a little bit here. Not too badly though. A lot of their stuff is already broken. And there's our victory. So that's one full army stack out. And we might be able to move and take out the other one, which would be great. We only lost, well, I say only, but just about 500 troops, which is less than Pietro lost by himself. And his army stack is gone because he was in march stance. So if we take on Leonardo now, well, we take on Leonardo and wipe him out too. We'll offer redemption to the captives. See how far he retreats.
My leave.
And if any of our...
My reputation precedes me.
Oh, Griumuldis can get to him. But Griumuldis also gained a level, which is great. We get magical reserves for Lady Janice, and then Griumuldis himself. Oh, so much that we could take. Let's get Scarred Veteran so he has a few more hit points.
Blessings of
Phoenix
the
didn't
lady
gain a level,
The lion.
but Lady Di did. So we might as well grab Curse of the Midnight Wind.
Strength and honor.
So King Lewin couldn't get involved in this fight.
Protector of the realm.
I don't think Griumuldis and Phoenix could actually get him.
Noble.
But he will retreat towards his city if he's allowed to. We'll get him Ladies Champion. That'll help.
Do you know who I am?
I think he's able to get to Magrita. I'm not sure.
King of Bretonia.
Let's see if we can engage him. If not, our troops will be close enough that they can reinforce each other.
Attack!
We'll throw a whaling banner onto our more veteran halberdiers. It's at the very edge of what we could do to fight. Let's actually fight it out, because I don't want to lose too many troops if we're going to be taking over an enemy city here coming up. That siege will be most definitely tough. Why they left the security of the city is beyond me, but it is what it is. We'll take a 24. 24 isn't bad.
Aye, my lord.
So let's set up our infantry line. Backed up by our archers. We're going to use our knights as a flank charge, especially since Phoenix and his knights will be coming in shortly.
Lord of Bretonia.
Take the ground!
Just kind of using them as they come in. We can't outshoot them,
Knights of the Ring!
but we can outfight them.
Hastily! As you say!
Attack! Ready for battle! Knights of the Lady!
We'll let the shooting go for a little bit.
Protector of the realm.
Noble and pious! Slay them!
Knights, around! Cut them down! Glory calls! Who, men?
Don't really think they can win this as it stands.
Priestess of the lady.
And their lord is down.
Power of the lady.
So that's a couple of nice little victories to start off this week's campaigning. And we're going to offer redemption to these guys, so let's not completely slaughter them. For 20 soldiers, mostly peasants, yeah, we killed 11 to 1? 12 to 1? It's not bad. Granted, we did deploy a lot more soldiers than they did.
Leaving.
Alright, so Griumuldis is now a legend by winning most of his battles. We got an Estalian Diestro. Killed a few of the enemy lords. Don't know if they'll regen that lord's army or not. But let's see what Griumuldis can get. We pretty much have everything up here we want. I want to get the Lady's Mantle. As after I say that, I want to get the Lady's Mantle. Give him more hit points for now.
Do you know who I am?
And Phoenix, since you're not up to a hippogriff yet, let's give you some more hit points too, just to make you
Guardian.
stable. And then our random specialist who was assassinating elves, we can give him
None shall see me.
some extra armor. Phoenix, way off in the distance, we can finally get you a Pegasus. Have you assault Grimgor's units. We get you a Pegasus and then you critically fail. How beautiful. Iron Rock could be upgraded. And this is kind of our area down here. Oh, tough call on those. With those two victories, we're definitely in the best position we can possibly be to go after possibly Skaven Blight afterwards. So we'll see how it ends up. I don't really want to push too hard on this turn, but we will go after Magrita on the next turn. So let's see what the other nations do, and we'll let them kind of sort things out. I completely forgot about Lord Muffin and Adon up in the north, but that's alright. That's completely fine.
Blessings of the lady be upon you.
They both need to just come back and heal up anyway, so forgetting about them for this turn is not that bad. I did, however, forget about Yogi down in the south, who should be going after those things at sea. The Empire is taking the troll skulls out of the equation. And possibly are they going after that orcish stronghold? I mean, the orcs are pretty beat up at this point. They don't have a whole lot left. So we could see the orcs completely wiped out, which would be great. Also, could be bad because one of the end goals for the errantry war is either after Grimgor Ironhide or after Archaon. So that would pretty much force us to go after the forces of chaos if they ever decide to show up. Be really nice if they did. All the waiting is kind of like pulling off a band-aid slowly. Don't really want to do it that way. Be better if you just ripped it off and got it done. And the dwarves are being the dwarves. Grimbor is pretty tough on his own right now. I mean, a lot of the enemy heroes are in their 20 plus level range, so see how it works out. Don't want the Wood Elves to declare war on us again. That would be pretty bad right now. But again, with the Wood Elves, you never know. Especially since we've been... Oh, he wounded Thibault, our little throwaway paladin. So we're not going to be assassinating on the next few turns. Which, granted, we have been poking fun at them for a while with all of the assassination attempts. Our bad. I wonder if the High Elves are actually going to fall into the trap of going up there and trying to fight Malekith and Morathi. One army stack isn't going to do it, no matter how many Phoenix Guard you have. Granted, Phoenix Guard are very, very tough. Oh, and I kind of missed that the Norskins and the Wintertooth confederated. That could be a problem later on. Or it could just be the fact that the Wintertooth Troll King is now part of our sworn enemies. So, there is that. And it looks like Malekith's going to move and they're going to eliminate the army that's down there. And they have a fully loaded black arc. That is kind of nasty. Omnum Ba is kind of a cool name if it was for something like an Orcish captain, not a Druchii Black Arc Corsair, but sometimes the names that are come up with for this is just entertaining as all heck. Now, where are you off to, Karak Siflin? Has been running around a little bit. But he's not exactly a powerhouse when it comes to dwarves. Now we'll see if Tilea retreats or not. He's not going to Magrita, which works out for us. Alright, so let's get aided on into an encamp stance so he can regen.
My reputation.
Muffin doesn't need to regen too much.
Warrior King.
Lady Ryan. Let's finish off Wind Blast for you.
Strength and honor. Lord and hero. Valiant Lord.
Well, their lord retreated away from where we can engage him.
Honor and glory.
So Griumuldis, we're going to have you set up on Magrita to start the siege.
For the lion. Strike them down.
But you're not going to be alone.
Onward.
Phoenix and the king
I will see it done.
are both going to come in and help you.
Slay them.
And you could just take Magrita right now.
I am the blood of Shield. You seek.
And SRPC gained a level. So we'll start working on Blade Shield and get him Deadly Onslaught.
The lady's chosen.
But with Magrita in tow, it's a fair amount of stuff that we can do. We gotta make sure that we get the Chapel of the Lady. But, the Arch-Ecclesiary, I cannot pronounce that word, of Myrmidia. Myrmidia. Yeah, we're going to want that pretty quick, but it's 15,000 gold, so we'll see how that works out.
Things of the lady be upon you.
Muffin will get you to camp too just for now.
Protector of the realm.
Overall, our forces are looking pretty good for those three. Yogi, you have your forces now.
I will indulge you.
We'll get you to start collecting the sea scraps. There's nothing really we can do at Fierce that would help out. El Haik has what we need. And let's just check on
My strength
Lord
and
Eddie.
wisdom are yours.
Only a few knights, but a fairly large infantry force. And wow, the orcs are really starting to build up. I think that's all of their legendary lords. Azag, Wurzag, and Grimgor. That's the three baseline ones. They don't have Skarsnik or anything down there. Wonder what Volkmar the Grim's going to do. It's kind of in a bad situation there. So we'll move on Skaven Blight next. Because Commander Drago is probably going to retreat, which would be great. We could get a cellar in Sarsassone. And let's move Dame Yelena
The lady will sit.
back within range of Sarsassone itself. Can't really recruit anything good for her there, but we will be recruiting in general.
Things of the lady.
Chaufferoy's still got the forest. But you know, guys, that's probably a good place to end it for this week. A little bit of expansion, big fight. Not a bad way to start off the week. So if you liked the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, possibly see yourself pop up in this or other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button. And make sure you turn notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.